So this one's going to be fairly short, simply because there's been a lot of things going on. The main one being that I got a new computer. So, got a big fancy new computer. Should happen, well, you can kind of see it right there on the screen. AMD Radeon RX 9070. It's a lot better than than what I had before. And because of that, there's been a lot of reformatting, a lot of re-downloading, and I still have yet to gather the things from my old computer and put them on here. I got a lot of assets. I got a lot of, what do you call it? Just like, I got a lot of stuff to carry over. And on top of that, not related to anything game dev that I've been doing, but new Dot Hack game got announced, and that took up my entire Monday. uh, Probably like 6 or 7 hours of just talking with everybody, just being blown away that there's something new, and 6 or 7 hours of anything is gonna wipe you out. So I didn't do a whole lot Monday, and that's really how that turned out. So this week, not a whole lot happened, but you know, I got things settled down with my computer. Just need to get the stuff over from my other computer. I don't think I'm going to be bringing over the old Godot projects that I had. I had too many projects started of like new project title, this and that. So, it's just, that's how I'm going to start fresh. So that's how that's going to be. But, what I'm deciding to do, something that I did, or something that I came across, and this is always a problem that I have, is even though I did those 4 game project things, I still came across a bunch of things that like the little sneaking game that I wanted to make. That I started that, and there were still things that I just didn't know, and that's always been the problem with game dev and like learning stuff. It's just like it's never enough to just go through a tutorial and then use that to carry on. You always gotta sort of look a little deeper and do a little more digging. And that's kind of the frustrating part where it's just like, it's always cut short. Cut short isn't the right word, but it's like, I always want to do more than what the tutorial that I've followed has taught me. And, part of that's on me. I should know how to look things up. I should know how to use the dock and make things go around, but it's just something that I'm not used to. But yeah, something that I might be switching to and I might be trying to learn. I've done a few projects before, so I'm kind of looking at plugins. The one here is Dialogic, as you can see in the front here. It's fairly straightforward and fairly simple, and I am following a tutorial by Bean Bunny. Let's make a visual novel in Godot. So I'm using this more as, there might be a visual novel kind of like thing that I do as a project and to help me learn Godot. I think I should be more open to the idea of having what do you call it? These kinds of add-ons, because I know there's a benefit to learning how to code at all, but being solo developer at the moment, it's just sort of like I need to take all the shortcuts I can get, because if you look at the game industry and stuff like that, you got hundreds of people working on a game, and it takes them years to get stuff out. So it's sort of like loosening my grip or my hold on what I think should be a game developer, like the proper things that I think should be, and just sort of being open for this kind of stuff that allows you to take some shortcuts. Because, to be honest, I think a lot of people probably use stuff like this. I think a lot of people need this sort of thing to just keep a steady flow and keep them on track. Because I'll tell you what, it's not working for me doing it the way that I think it should be done. So I'm sort of making a new approach. This is fairly simple. You got timelines, so I still need to go into the code and say like play timeline 1 or T1, and then it'll play the timeline through here, and this is all automated by Dialogic. So I just add a text, write in the text that I want, and then add in more, and then you just click and it goes. Add in choice, you can add some choices. So after what even, you can go left, go right. I didn't put anything there, but it's like if I do that, then I can jump to a different thing. Like if I go right, then I have another timeline that says go right, and then it's like jump to go right. So that's basically the idea of Dialogic. It helps simplify a lot of that stuff. You can kind of see in the side here, it's like there's a lot of. It's very readable. It's very manageable. There's still going to be a few other things like character. So like if I wanted a character, I can put portraits, nicknames, descriptions, do stuff with the portraits, styles. If I wanted to change out this black and white text, I can go into styles and change the text, change whatever else. I can make variables, so like, right here, good things, keeping track of all sorts of things in your game, player name, health, status. If you want to go for a more RPG look, most of it that I'm probably going to use is like, okay, character went left. So later on, it's like if gone left is true, then say unique dialogue kind of thing. So I'm probably going to mess around with Dialogic. That's probably going to be my main thing. I'm going to follow the tutorial, but I'm not only going to do that. I have commissioned several artists to sort of like make assets for me. I could draw, but I can draw, but it's one of those things where I've realized that drawing is a lot of time, and it's kind of time I don't have. So I've kind of gone to the route of paying others for assets. As much as I wanted to be the solo developer to make my own thing from scratch and all that other stuff, the visions that I have are too clear. I don't want to compromise, and that's why I'm doing it. So, you know, other than that, that's probably what I'll be doing. That's probably the next thing during the next update. I'm probably gonna have like I'm gonna mess with all this. I can't say that I'll have like a totally thought out little visual novel story thing, but I think I'll have the building blocks to make something like that. So that's all for this one, and I'll see you next week.